Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Arrow, Season 3, Episode 10, Left Behind. I'm your host, Clio, and welcome to the One Woman Podcast. I need to start with Maceo. I was wrong about, what's his face? Ra's al Ghul being the Sarah's killer. I was wrong about that, but I feel like I made up for it by being right that Maceo, is the one who saves Ollie's life. I was not completely correct because he did not take him and dump him in the Lazarus pit. He actually dragged him half naked through the snow, probably already dead, to Tetsu in a cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere. So Tetsu and Maceo are in the present timeline, and it's very exciting. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. But the question remains, how did she save Olie? Because I think Maceo says it. It's either Maceo or Tetsu says that Maceo brought Olie to Tetsu so that she could bring him back from the dead. The words were not so that she could save his life. The words were so that she could bring him back from the dead. That makes me think he died, and whatever she used, brought him back to life. Now, I'm pretty sure that excludes the Lazarus pit, because I don't think that can bring you back to life. I think that just renews strength and youth and makes you a little crazy after a while. But whatever it is, it's going to be very interesting to find out. And this may be a Batman thing, as much as I fucking hated that movie. But he may not be 100%, and he may not be able to come back for a while. Yeah, so there's not a lot of Olie in this episode at all, except for the flashbacks and when he comes back to life at the end. So the flashbacks were pretty cool. I mean, it's been on the same par as the rest of the flashbacks from this season. They're very good, and the most important part, obviously, was Olie putting a GPS on one of Chena's dudes and letting him run away. So where he at the end, when Amanda Waller, yells at him for it and walks away, he turns to Maceo and he's like, listen, I put a GPS on this dude. We're gonna find Tatsu. We're gonna do this behind Amanda Waller's back. Everything's gonna be fine. And I think that's where everything's gonna go to shit. Ollie's gonna end up back on the island. And Maceo's gonna end up joining the League of Assassins. Somehow breaking away from Waller. Because I don't think what she's running in the past was Argus. I think Argus is newer than that. So I have no idea what the name of that organization she's running in the flashbacks is. But either way, I just loved when he turned to Maceo and was like, dude, we're gonna go get Tetsu. And Maceo's just tearing up oh my god, Olie, you've done this thing for me. I will never be able to repay you. And I think that's partially because I do believe that Maceo is a good guy, but also that's why he saved Ollie's life, because he owes him this insane debt. But at the same time, he is a good guy. So Malcolm is being full of shit in this episode. He pissed me off and confused me, because Felicity was right. He wasn't sorry. There's no way he was sorry. I don't believe he feels bad about Olie dying, because the whole point of setting him up was so that he would take the fall, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the whole reason Malcolm set Olie up. And now he's like, Ollie's death means my own death. And it's like, why the fuck would you put Thea in danger And now you're in danger too, and you have to flee. I'm very confused. If someone can clear that up for me, please. But the whole it's all his fault. It's all Malcolm's fault. Malcolm put Olie in the line of fire, and now Malcolm's like, oh no, I'm screwed. It's like, what was your plan even? Malcolm's too smart to have fucked up that badly, right? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But now he's telling Thea that they have to flee. I hope she doesn't listen to him. There's only so far I think that she'll listen to him. Especially when Olie comes back from the dead again. For the second time. But anyway, Team Arrow has been Team Emo. I kid, because it was a real blow, and they are dealing with, like, super emotions, because they've had two people who are really close to them die. So I can understand. But what caught me off guard was the whole, well, if Ollie's not here, what's the point of doing this? It's like, the point of you doing this is to save the people of Starling City. I mean, Roy should know this better than anyone, because he saw all the shitty stuff that was happening in the Glades, and he really wanted to save people. I mean, I'm very confused as to why they were all just like, what's the point of doing this if Ollie's dead? I'm like, the point is to be superheroes. That's the point, guys. I can understand there being a vacuum of leadership, and not having someone to lead is scary. I completely get that. But everything fell apart. And it was probably because they were living in denial for so long. 4 days, 3 days, whatever it was, but still, that's long enough to be like, my friend is dead. Yeah. But anyway. And none of them were able to take up the call on their own to step up and be the leader. Except motherfucking Black Canary. Ugh. Laurel is just, she's doing it for me this season. I am behind her 100%. I fucking love her. And she just beat the shit out of those two guys. Like, super quick, dispensing justice. I love the fucking really dumb quote that she was like, I'm the justice you can't run from. It's like really lame, but really awesome. There was a question posed on the wiki. It's like, who wore it? Which sister wore Black Canary's suit better? I'm gonna say Laurel does the costume better. Her costume looks better. Less boobs. Not that I had anything against Sarah's boobs. Sarah's boobs are fantastic. It's just I like the whole leather outfit. But I liked Sarah's wig better. Sarah's wig looked better. I also like Laurel's lipstick. It was really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Laurel wears it better. But yeah, she just charged in, took those guys out, no backup, no nothing. I don't even think she told Wildcat. She just did it. She just did it, which is perfect. That's the kind of leadership that Team Arrow needs right now that they don't have Olie, but it's gonna get her into trouble. Especially if she's out there with no backup. I think it's great. It was an effective first move. But she's out there, no one's guarding her ass, and she might get in trouble. The teaser for next week does show her fighting with Arsenal, so. Oh, and that's another thing. Roy was fighting someone in the beginning, and the guy's like, who are you? And he just knocks him out. I'm like, you're not gonna tell him that your name is the Arsenal? I was like, come on, that was the perfect time to plug your new name. He didn't do it. I was very disappointed. But anyway, Danny Brickwell is Vinnie Jones. This whole episode I was waiting for him to just smash a guy's head into a car door. Because when I see Vinnie Jones, I can't see anything except for Snatch. So Vinnie Jones's role as the Brick was really, really good. Like, I really liked him a lot. The only thing that I thought was really weird was the whole, here's the gun I used to kill the first dude I ever killed. Try to kill me with it before I kill you. And that must be a comic thing, because it's too weirdly specific, and I felt like it was really forced. I can overlook it because all the rest of the stuff, all the rest of the emotions were completely genuine in this episode. So I can overlook it, but it feels like I don't know the character from the comics. I don't know him. But that feels like a very thing they lifted straight from the comics just to be the character from the comics. And that's not a bad thing, but I feel like might not have been done in the most effective way. But I'm really excited to see the rest of him because he's going to be sticking around. He's the new big bad because Malcolm's being a little bitch. Yeah, he basically exonerated all of the guys that the Arrow has put away for like the past 6 months. Because he stole all the evidence, so they can't lock all those criminals away. But he's keeping the evidence as leverage to get them to work for him, which might be an interesting dynamic, especially if some of the guys try to steal the evidence away or try to destroy the evidence so that there's no hold on them. But I'm excited to see what he's got in store for the rest of the season. I think he's going to stay. If not the main focus, if not the main bad guy for the rest of the season, at least he's going to be in the picture for the rest of the season. I am more than a little disappointed in Felicity this episode. She gives up. She quits helping fight crime. And I mean, I completely understand losing 2 people you're close to at, our age is difficult. But, it's like, come on, wouldn't you want to help their memory endure? What would they want? And I think Ray had a really good point when he's like, don't you fucking dare tell me what my dead fiancé would have wanted. Because you didn't know her. And just because it's something you wouldn't want doesn't mean anything. So, I'm a little disappointed that she just left. But I think whatever happens next with Felicity is going to hinge on her weird backstory, like her shady past. Because we had that episode, that wasn't very long ago either, The Secret Origin of Felicity Smoke. I think that was like episode, hold on, 5. That was 5 episodes ago. So it wasn't very long ago we learned that there is something shady in Felicity's past, and I think something's gonna come of that soon. But we might not see Felicity for a while. She may make an appearance on Flash. I'm not sure yet, but we will find out. There's a lot to handle for the rest of this season, so, we're gonna get around to things eventually. But anyway, Ray was testing the gauntlet for the Atom Project, and he's trying to get his nanites to work. They're not doing their job. And yeah, that's when Felicity refuses to work on the nanites, is when she leaves. But their all their exchanges made me, like, super sad, because I love them. They're really cute and nerdy together, and they're both, like, they're, like, on each other's levels. I'm sad. She just left. Next episode, Midnight City. Arsenal and Diggle confront Laurel about trying to step into her sister's shoes and warn her to stop before she gets herself killed. Gee, are we calling the kettle black? I mean, I knew this was coming. But it's going to get me very angry the way they deal with it, and they're the ones being giant pussies right now, and she's the one stepping up, so they need to just check their fucking privilege. Sorry. I have very many feelings about this. However, when Brick kidnaps the city's alderman, what's an alderman? And threatens to kill them all unless the police evacuate the Glades. Yeah, right, I forgot to talk about that because Brick wants to take over the Glades. It's like, isn't the Glades a fallout zone now? Isn't the Glades, like, trashed? Why the fuck would he want to take over the Glades? His plan feels a little weak right now. Maybe we don't have all the information for Brick's plan, but it doesn't sound all that great. But anyway, he wants to take over the Glades. Meanwhile, Ray steps in to help Lance and the police force fight Brick, showing Felicity a new side of her boss. Malcolm tells Thea that Ra's al Ghul is after him and his family, and they must leave town immediately. I'm not sure. Why would Ra's be after... I think I need to go back and watch a couple episodes, because I'm very confused with the whole Malcolm thing. I don't know why it's a problem. I thought the whole setting Olie up to fall was supposed to exonerate him. I don't know why there's still a problem. Like, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, that is next week. Please, guys, let me know what you think about this episode and what you think is going to happen in the rest of the season down in the comments. You can follow me at Clio Moto. I do the tweets sometimes, the Tumblrs and the Twitches and the YouTubes. You can find all of us right here at ASOTV Podcast, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and follow us for more of podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Until next time. My captures me.